What's up, mamas? I'm Rebecca. You're watching the Reseller Mom Show, and today I have a video for you about all of the shipping supplies that I use. I try to keep it real simple. Thought I would share everything that I have. It's really not a lot, and it all basically fits in one area of my reselling room. And hopefully this will help some new people kind of just get an idea of what sort of things you should have in stock. Now, I do primarily clothing, and so for me, that means that I'm going to have particular types of shipping materials. If you sell all sorts of things, you may have some things that are going to be different, and you may need more different types of things depending on what you sell. But if you're strictly clothing, you should be able to keep it pretty simple, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. Thanks for joining me for Reseller Mom content to get more done, make more money, and stay sane while raising kids and reselling online. Let's jump in. I want to keep this short and quick for you. So let's talk about boxes. Now, I sell on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari. Those are the three platforms that I sell on. So that's also going to play into what I show you. I keep a small supply of the large mailing boxes. And most of the time I just actually use them to store other shipping supplies. So right now I have some poly mailers stored in one of these, and then I have my padded flat rate mailers stored in these. And then when I have something big to sell or when I have a bundle, that's when I pull it out and can use it. So I always have them on hand, but then I can replenish it afterwards and then continue using it to store stuff until I need to use it again. So today I shipped out a Michael Kors purse, and so I actually just used one of these. So I took all my padded flat rates out of it, and now I'm gonna order some more to fill it back up. So I always keep just a small handful of the large mailing box on hand. The next one that I usually keep more of, and I have them kind of like, maybe I'll show a screenshot at the end of what it looks like, how I keep them, but just some kind of like slid in the corner of my closet where I keep all my shipping supplies. This one is, I was meant to look for it first. Sorry to waste your time. 1095. So you can tell the box number right over here, 1095. And this is a self-seal, and it's the larger self-seal. There's a smaller one. I'm pretty sure it's 1092, and that's the smaller one. I don't bother with those anymore. I just keep the larger one. That way, if it is a bundle of like 3 shirts or 2 pairs of jeans or whatever it is, most of the time I can fit most bundles and most kinds of things in here. And so that way I'm not having a million kinds of boxes. So I usually I probably have about 20 of them over there right now. I don't ship everything in boxes. I know there are a lot of people that do ship everything in boxes, but I have too many packages going out for a postal pickup to pick up for me. Like, there's just no room to have all of these boxes. So I just keep some of them on hand for bundles or some larger things. So that's actually it for boxes. And so those are primarily for Poshmark. Perhaps if there was something on eBay or Mercari that I needed to use it for, I would, but I really don't usually. Next up are the simple Tiebacks. Okay, so these are like a poly mailer, but a different material. It's called Tieback, and that's all it is. I don't know, you just order it Tieback. Anyway, I keep tons of these around. This is what I primarily ship in. All orders mostly go out in this at this time. What happened is I used to have my virtual assistant order my USPS shipping supplies for me. I gave her a specific amount of things that I wanted her to order on a weekly basis. She placed those orders for me, so I didn't have to do it. And it was working really great until one day she got it in her head that she was gonna order like 10x what she was supposed to so that she wouldn't have to keep ordering them on a weekly basis. And I was like, what are you doing? I don't have the space for that. So literally I have hundreds of Tiebacks. They were stacked up way, way high. Now the stack is dwindling. So I probably will only, what I keep them in are these. So I have these folded up with one side closed and one side open. This is the 1095, and I have it basically like a filing system. And if you want to know what it all looks like, go check out my reselling room video tour, which I have. And so they basically just go in and I stack them all the way up in here. And so that's how I store them. And every day I pull out what I need. And so right now, all Poshmark orders for the most part are going out in these. to dwindle down my supply. Once I get it down to a manageable supply, which will probably be about 2 boxes full, I think that's a good amount to have on hand at any given time. I really would like to primarily ship in the padded flat rate just to give the item a little extra protection. So these obviously are bulkier and take up a lot more room to store. So these are going to be kind of stacked up above it. Right now I have maybe about 20. I just placed an order yesterday for, I think 50 or 60 or however they come. So I'll have a good amount on hand so that I can start making that transition soon. And so most items will go out in these for Poshmark if it's a 1 item thing. And so these are the padded flat rates. These I do use for all 3 platforms, because if it's something that's over a pound but can fit in a padded flat rate, that's the better way to go. And so on Mercari, if I have pants or something, I ship it out in this. If I have something on eBay like pants or whatever, I ship it out in this. If it's over a pound, I try to get it in the padded flat rate. I hate the not padded flat rate. So the flat rate envelope that is not padded and the legal size, I hate those. I hate those with a passion. They're so hard to close. They're such a pain in the neck. I know they're a little bit cheaper, but I don't care. I like these better. So I don't keep any of those around. Those flat cardboardy ones, no, not for me. So that's primarily the Poshmark materials. Now for eBay, I use my eBay supplies shipping coupon that I get with my store. I have a whatever premium $60 store, so I get the what is it, $50 shipping coupon. And honestly, that pretty much lasts me through the quarter. Like, I have a ton right now because I just placed the order, and those will last me. And then I really have never run out of eBay poly mailers that I'm able to order with the size of my store. It's really interesting. So anyway, these are the ones, and these are 10 by 12.5. So this is the size I use. Now, there have been a couple of times where I've ordered 10 by 12.5 and they've sent me little itty bitty ones, which I did not pull because I don't really use them, little itty bitty ones. And I kept them because who's gonna throw away shipping supplies? Every once in a while, like a kid's item or something very small and thin, I can get into a small plastic bag and then put it inside those. Or like when I was selling ties, those would be perfect for that, but I don't really sell ties anymore. So I've kept them around. I have them. I'm not going to throw away good shipping supplies. They're here, but I hardly ever use them, and I would never be ordering them on purpose. It was just a mistake. So 10 by 12.5 really works for almost everything. And then if it doesn't, and it's first class, that's what these are for. If it's first class, but it's bigger than that, what I do is I keep all of the mailers that the USPS sends the supplies in. So if I have like a Halloween costume that's big and bulky, or a jacket that's big and bulky, or something, but it's not heavy, it's just bulky, just usually costumes, I just save all of the mailers that the USPS sends me my padded flat rates in, or my Tiebacks in, or whatever. I fold them all up, save every single one of them, and that's what I use because they're bigger, but they're light. So these are free shipping supplies because I just save all of those supplies from USPS. So if you're not doing that, you should be doing that. I feel like us reselling moms are very resourceful, and we would not do that. Okay, so that's eBay first class. I already said eBay, you know, most things I can get in here. And if it doesn't, and it's priority for eBay, I use these. And honestly, if there's something crazy and out of whack, then I just figure it out. I have a lot of couple random other things. Like I've done 2 of these where you put the item in and then put this one over it. So you kind of like Franken box it, except it's a poly mailer. So for the most part, that covers me with the minimal amount of actual supplies that I need to have on hand. So that's eBay. Then Mercari, I don't like to use my eBay poly mailers for. I think that's weird. They're ordering on Mercari, not on eBay. So I got plain ones. And originally when I was first starting, I sold on Kidizen and not Mercari. I don't even know if Mercari was around then. And so for Kidizen, I did not want to use other branded poly mailers. So I technically bought these for selling on Kidizen. These are just plain poly mailers, and Actually, I guess they're 10 by 12 and a half also. They're the same size as the eBay ones. I really don't remember where I got these. I might have just bought them in a store. I might have just got them on Uline where I ordered supplies in the very beginning. I don't think I ordered them on Amazon, but I might have. It was so long ago and I've had them for so long because I ordered like 1,000 at one time to get the better price and I have not gone through them. Because again, they're not for eBay, they're not for Poshmark, which is where the most amount of my sales comes from. So this is what I use for first class for Mercari since it's unbranded. And if I did go back and sell on Kitizen, which I'd like to at some point, I just can't manage it right now, I would use these. And then, as I said, on Mercari, if it's pants or something bigger, the padded flat rate or some other priority. So again, we're reusing the same things. I'm not keeping additional types of supplies. The other thing that I do order from the USPS store online for free are these stickers. So you split it in the back and open it up, and I use them to seal the boxes. I use them to reinforce mailers if I need to. I use them to mark a non-priority receptacle as priority if it is priority but just needs the bigger receptacle. So there's a number of uses for these. They're very handy. They don't send you very many at a time, so I always make like multiple orders so that I can have a good stack on hand, because when you're using them for a box, you use a bunch of them. I use them to reinforce the boxes. I don't use tape, so I save on tape by using these to close up the boxes. I haven't had any problems with that. I don't get priority tape. I know some people can get it, some people can't. I've never asked. I don't even bother trying. So whatever about that. So those are all the outside things. Oh, and then my eBay tape, which I get with the leftovers of the coupons from my store. I hate this tape, it's terrible. I do have regular tape. I hardly ever use this because if it's priority, I'm using the priority stickers. If it's for eBay, I'm using the eBay tape. So very rarely will I need to tape something that is not priority or not eBay. But if I did, I have this. I've had this for years. I don't hardly ever go through it. Let's talk about just inside the packing, just to give you an idea. I did a thing on bags a while ago. There is a video where it's just let's talk about bags. But I figured because it is shipping related, we should talk about them here really quick. I'm not gonna get into a ton of it, but I will have links below for everything that I recommend and use. The first thing will not have a link because these I got from Uline. If you order from Uline, it's the S11535. I will not be reordering these, but I do have them. In the beginning, when I sold mostly kids' clothes, I thought these would be perfect, but I really should have measured it out and looked at it before I ordered them, which I did not. So these are 7 by 7, 1 milliliter or whatever mil thickness. I ordered 1,000 of them. I will be shipping in these for years and years to come. They're good for small items, and then sometimes these are the ones that I can get into those small eBay poly mailers that they sent me by mistake. So these are handy to not utilize a bigger one, but I'm only using them because I have them. From now on, in the future, I'm going to only use 2 inside plastic bags. I take the photos of the item, I store them in the bag has a number on it, gets stored in my inventory system, and it gets shipped out this way. I do not reuse these bags. So I have these. You need a sticker to close them. They're not self-seal and they're too small. So I have them, I use them. If you feel like you could use them well, do it, but I'm not gonna reorder these once I go through the 600 I have left still. If you're just starting out or doing the budget option, there's this. Everybody uses the twist tie bread bags. They usually just tape it with a tape or with a seal or sticker of their own with their branding on it. But these are relatively inexpensive from Walmart. And I used to use these initially, but I found that as I stored them, I just kind of go through the bins really quickly. And so just kind of closing it with like a piece of tape, the bags undid themselves. They went all over. I did not like the storage option for this. To just bag up an item at the time of shipping and send it out, I think they're perfectly fine for a little extra protection. But I'm not in that stage of my business anymore. Initially, I had items just stored on racks or just stored in bins, not protected. And that worked for a while until it didn't. So now everything is protected in a bag, and these just don't cut it for me. But I do have them around in case I need them. I would highly recommend them if you're at this point in your business. So the bags that I do use, that I reuse, that I swear by, and that are the go-to bags. This, so it's not a Ziploc, but it's a resealable with the zipper. So resealable at the top, it's a 2 mil thickness, it's 9 by 12. I buy these on Amazon in quantity of 500 at a time. It's like 6 cents a bag. I have not, but do plan in the future to look into cheaper options. I'm testing one out right now where I ordered 1,000 of them. So we'll see how that goes. But if I can get them not Amazon, I would if they were cheaper. But right now they're cheap. I only have to order 500 at a time. They come prime in 2 days, so it's super quick and easy. I can get them right away. And so this works for me. I love these because you can open it and close it easily, because you never know if you need to check something in there, you need to stick something else in there, you need to put your little thank you business card in there, or whatever you're doing. You can easily get in and out of them. Also, sometimes I take items out of inventory and get rid of them if they've been listed too long and haven't sold, so I can undo everything and then reuse it again very easily for a new item, which I do often. So I highly, highly recommend these. I've tried other 9 by 12 resealable bags, the ones that have, I should have had this out. The ones that have, I tried these the last time. My photographer wanted to kill me, and I hate these too. Like you just pull this off and then you seal it down. First of all, I hate this sound. It's way too crinkly. It drives me crazy, especially when they're all in the IKEA bag. Like, oh no. They're not as flexible. This you can really kind of shove something big in here and whatever. So my dirty mind. These are not as pliable and moldable, so if it doesn't fit in here, it's not going to fit in here. Whereas these, you can really kind of shove and play around with it to make something fit. The great thing that I like, that I hate these, don't buy these, these are no good. They look nice, but that's it. Everything else is bad. What I like about these is that if it fits in here, it's gonna fit in here. If it fits in here, it's gonna fit in here. If it fits in here, it's gonna fit in either of the poly bags, the eBay one or the plain one. If it fits in here, you're good. You don't have to worry about it not fitting into anything. So for me, basically everything goes in these. The only time I need something else, which is this, and I thought I wrote down, darn nabbit, I thought I wrote down the size of this. Oh, what is it? I think it's 10 by 15. 10 by 15. So it's basically the same thing, just bigger for those sweaters, for those jackets, for those big costumes, for, I don't know, whatever other cockamamie thing, big sweaters. So it's the same resealable zipper, same pliable, you know, movable, stretchable, that's the word. 2 mil thickness, and these don't fit in this or the other mailers. If you have to put something in here, then you're talking about using an oversized bag, or you're talking about using sometimes one of these Tiebacks or a box. So that's something to just keep in mind. And that's why I really do like this, because I know as long as it fits in here and it's over a pound, it can go flat rate in a padded flat rate. I don't have to test it out. I don't have to waste time and make sure that it's gonna fit in there. Fits in here, it's good. So those are all the bags. The only other things that I had to talk about was, and I meant to pull it out, oh, 2 things. One, I do put a thank you business card in here. I posted a thing of the boxes that I had ordered from Vistaprint. A bunch of people ask, what does my business card look like? And it's a thank you card. It has my logo, which I made myself. I didn't pay for that. It has a little eBay return link to give them a discount. Honestly, I don't even know if it works anymore. I set it up a while ago. It's printed on the thing, and I haven't tested it in a while. So that is what it is. Thanks for shopping. 5 stars is appreciated. And then all the places that you can find me. And it says, roar with us. eBay, Poshmark, Citizen, Tradesy, Mercari, and Etsy, which is kind of true and kind of not. So maybe the next round I'll update this. I hate to take it off because then if I do start back on that platform, then I got to put it back on. It's a whole thing. Anyway, so I put this inside of the plastic when I store it. Also, I guess we should mention, I use these numbers, chronological numbers from Amazon labels that I just got. This is covering up an old label. So I just stick those on, and I'm gonna do an inventory video separately, so we'll talk about that on that. And I can link that below. Those stickers, they're fantastic. And so the last thing is my Dymo, which I'm not gonna pull out, and I do wanna do a separate video on when I think it's worth it, do I think it's worth it, all of that about a Dymo. I have some thoughts, of course I do. So that'll be separate, but I do have my Dymo to print my labels. I use the generic, sorry, don't judge me. They're from SJ Pack. They're in my Amazon store. If you want to try out the generic ones, you can buy those there. I'm still on my first box. I bought a huge box, and so that works out really well. But having the labels stick on there is great. So those are all my shipping supplies. I'm at 20 minutes. I actually thought this was gonna be a lot shorter, but you know me, I'm a gabber, and that's why YouTube is great for me, because I can never get all this stuff into the Instagram world. I just have too much to say, and I'm very detailed with what I want to tell you because I think it's important information. And don't waste your money on stupid stuff, and don't keep a million things. Just keep it simple, keep what you need. Hopefully my explanation and why for and wherefore of why I have this stuff is something that will help you keep your materials inexpensive or free and to a very minimal amount of space, so that you can use that space to work in, to just have mental space and energy, or to store your items, which will make you money. So that's all for supplies for shipping. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.